Woo, 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 woo. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Listen, episode 802 of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. We're here with our guest hanging out in the virtual studio, Dr. Valarie. And I'm telling you what, Dr. Valarie Harris is here to talk about the 7 pillars of transformation. Listen, she says our experiences are not limitations, but they are permissions. All right, you're going to hear all about it. You're going to hear all about it as we get started and jump right on in to this episode of the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Let's go.
Whoa. Why y'all so happy?
You don't know? Sharvette Mitchell is on the radio.
It's time to get motivated, excited, and influenced. Why? It's the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, live from Richmond, Virginia. And now, here to motivate, excite, and influence you, Sharvette Mitchell.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show, broadcasting live from the capital city of Richmond, Virginia, but heard and seen all across the World Wide Web. Thank you so much for those that are with us on YouTube and those that are with us on Facebook and LinkedIn and Stitcher and all of the places, and those that are checking us out in the podcast version over on Apple or Spotify, or you might even be listening from Amazon Music. We're so excited to have you because you know the goal of this show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we're going to do just that with today's guest. So let me go over to the comments here and greet a few people coming on in. Hey, Kim. Hey, welcome, Kim and Deborah and Joe. Hello, Roberto and Marilyn coming on in over here on YouTube, holding it down. Listen, my mother's going to always be in the mix there. Shout out to her. Listen, this segment is being brought to you by the Platform Builder Program. Yeah. The Platform Builder Program, we just opened up enrollment. And with that program, it is 12 months, a 12-month group experience where you come with me and you work with me for 12 months on your marketing, your visibility, and your personal brand presence so that you grow your business. If you're a woman in business and you're saying, yeah, that sounds like something I need to be thinking about, or I have been thinking about it, I invite you to a conversation. Jump over to platformbuilder.biz. If you're on Instagram, welcome on Instagram. There is a link right there on Instagram you can click. And if you're listening from any of our other platforms, there's a link in the comments that you can click. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in and let me bring up my guest. Hey, Gwen, who's also popped in over on Facebook. Glad to have you. So listen, Dr. Valarie Harris is no stranger at all to this stage. She's an empowerment coach. She's a leadership consultant and the founder of Stepping Out with Purpose, LLC. And with over 4 decades in education and leadership, she equips women leaders, educators, and entrepreneurs to embrace their voice, walk boldly in their purpose, and build legacy driven lives. Her transformational 7 pillars, which is what we're talking about today, of transformation framework really guides women and gentlemen that are listening to move and move beyond fear and reclaim their confidence and really step into really the divine alignment of where, you know, they're trying to be and wanting to be. And so she's doing this through coaching and writing and speaking. She empowers others to recognize that their experiences are not limitations, but permissions to rise, to lead, and to impact generations. Dr. Harris believes every woman already carries the authority to step forward unapologetically. And again, we do have some men in the audience. So listen, we're not leaving you out as well. Thank you again for being here. So without further ado, let me go ahead and bring Dr. Valarie Harris up to the stage and put your hands together. Welcome to the stage. Hello, Dr. Valarie. How are you?
Hello, Sharvette. I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. Listen, the audience is applauding you. I don't know if you hear it. I don't know if you hear it. Audience applause coming in right there. So I love it. I love it. And so let's jump right on in, because certainly a friend to this broadcast, you have a lot going, you have a lot going on. But today we're talking about really the 7 pillars of transformation that you use to help women move beyond fear. And so what inspired you to develop this framework? What inspired you to develop? I hope we're not having any technical difficulties. What inspired you to develop this framework?
Well, the 7 pillars of transformation were born out of my own journey through my life and years of basically working with women who were talented, gifted, and called to do more. But something was holding them back. And what I finally realized in my own life is that transformation doesn't happen by accident. And transformation is an ongoing thing that happens throughout our life for the rest of our lives. And there was a fundamental principle that I began to look at that helped me to be able to help other women move from being stuck to becoming unstoppable. And so through those 7 principles became my 7 pillars of transformation. And those 7 pillars are prayer, passion, purpose, potential, preparation, persistence, and a positive mindset. And the pillars that women basically struggle with, that I found, is that positive mindset thing, because that's something that I saw myself struggle with, that went way back through childhood. Things, traumas and different things that people said to you or how they treated you. And we carried those things into adulthood and didn't even realize it was impacting our mindset. Yeah. And so a lot of times, women have spent years believing limited stories about themselves, because I did. I experienced it myself. So I saw it in other people, other women, when I, would be involved with them. Because they were focusing on what they hadn't accomplished rather than what they were able to overcome. And I was able to overcome those things that I experienced in my life to be able to help me to help the next woman that I saw that was going through the same things or similar things that stopped them from pursuing what God had already purposed and birthed inside of them.
Oh, and so, wow.
Yeah. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's where, and I think you're right on, spot on, of the area where people and women in particular might struggle. And so you've put together a great kind of snapshot, synopsis of the 7 pillars that I want to play. I just think it's such a great video to share. And while listeners are coming on in, let's go ahead and get that up here. And this will give you a little bit more listeners and viewers about the 7 pillars. So let me bring that on up to the stage here.
Transformation doesn't happen by accident. It happens when a woman decides to pray with expectation, rediscover her passion, walk in purpose, recognize her potential, prepare for the next level, renew her mind, and persist until she sees the promise unfold. These are the 7 pillars of transformation from stepping out with purpose. Prayer is where transformation begins. Before you make the move, build the business, leave the room, or step onto the platform, you must first get still enough to hear God. Prayer gives you clarity, courage, and confidence for the journey ahead. Passion is the fire that reminds you that you are still alive, still called, and still needed. It is the spark that wakes up what disappointment, delay, or fear tried to bury. Purpose gives meaning to your story. Everything you have survived, learned, taught, built, and overcome can become a tool to help someone else rise. You are not starting from nothing. You are starting from wisdom. Potential is what God placed inside of you before anyone else recognized it. You may have questioned yourself, but your gifts are still there. Your wisdom, your voice, your experience, and your leadership still have power. Preparation is where vision becomes movement. It is not enough to know you're called. You must also prepare for where you are going. Every plan, every system, every skill, and every step matters. Positive mindset is not pretending life is easy. It is choosing to believe truth over fear, faith over doubt, and possibility over limitations. When your mind is renewed, your movement becomes stronger. Persistence is what keeps you moving when fear shows up, when opposition rises, and when the results take longer than expected. You do not have to feel fearless to keep going. You only have to take the next faithful step. When these 7 pillars come together, transformation begins. Prayer grounds, passion ignites you. Purpose directs you. Potential reminds you. Preparation equips you. Positive mindset renews you. Persistence carries you forward. This is your time to stop circling. Step out with courage and become the woman you were created to be.
Wow, there you have it. There you have it. So that I feel that that's the educator coming out in you. Definitely the educator coming out in you. Shout out to Kim. She was like, cute video. Absolutely. And so you talked about and mentioned some of the seven pillars of transformation and where, you know, women are struggling. Do you see other areas where people struggle with this?
I would say one of the shifts here is that they feel like because they have had all the different struggles in their life, persistence is another place that they struggle with because they begin to get stuck or procrastinate and don't finish projects. They say, I'm going to do it now, and then they don't do it. So one of the most powerful shifts a woman can make is realizing that her experiences are not something to hide, and that, you know, you have to just keep moving and not allowing the enemy, the fear to kick in to cause you not to go forward to do the things that you have been called to do for a time such as this. And so, you know, that transformational journey can be hard because they have to realize that every challenge that we go through is teaching us a lesson. Every obstacle that we experience, it develops the strength that we need to keep going. And that every season that we're in, it leaves wisdom behind, because so we can't allow, you know, the things that happen to us to block us from doing what God has called us to do. And so I just know that we don't have to have permission to do anything, because God has already given us the permission when He's given us the dreams, when He's put that passion in us, when He's purposed us. Because as long as we're glorifying Him in all that we do, our purpose will go forth. Okay.
All right. That's good. That's good right there. And I think this is a good time also to talk about, you know, your summit that is coming. So you have an Empower Her Summit, Empower Her Summit 2026. That's going to be happening Saturday, June 27th, Saturday, June 27th. And I'd love for you to kind of chat about this particular, you know, summit and what people can plan to, you know, be able to experience.
Well, I tell you what, we will be impacting the next generation in that room. We are going to be able to love on one another, help one another, build each other up. We're going to have the workshop style. We're going to have the interaction style. We're going to be doing hands-on. We are going to just, you have to be in the room to know all the power that's going to happen in the room. But I have dynamic speakers that are going to speak their wisdom to the audience. We have young people that are going to be there that are going to be speaking. And so it's just going to be an exchange with every generation in the room to empower each other to do the things that I just keep saying that because a lot of times we get stuck. So we need to repeat that thing. We have what we have inside of us, that gold that's sitting inside of us, and it's going to be ignited. The fire is going to be ignited in that room on the 27th of June. And so those of you that are going to miss it, I'm sorry that you are, but it's going to be power packed. And listen, it's on and popping. That's all I can say.
All right. So let's give the people the details. When, where, how can they get tickets?
Well, we're sold out right now, but it's going to be at the Delta
Okay.
Hotel. It's going to be at the Delta Hotel. There's no more room. So
Love it.
it's sold out. So, yeah. So
okay, wonderful. All right. Well, there is that. And so with over, 4 decades in education and leadership, what patterns have you seen in women in particular who feel, called to lead, but they hesitate to use their voice?
Well, the common patterns that I've seen 3 common patterns. And the first, that many of them, they underestimate their value in their story.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
They believe everyone already knows what they know. And the second thing I see is that they struggle with comparison. They look at someone else's chapter 20 and compare it to their chapter 1, and they shouldn't do that.
Yes.
Because everybody's story is unique. And everybody's story, some woman needs to hear it. And so the third thing, they wait for permission. And like I said, we don't have to wait for permission. They wait for someone to tell them they're qualified. You are qualified. If you're out there today, I want you to know you are qualified. You are enough because of the experiences that you've had in your life. Yeah. So you're already enough. And the truth is that when you're in leadership, it's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about service. It's about impact.
Yes.
And, I often remind the women that I work with that their life experience is their leadership credential. And that the very thing that they live through, the things that we have gone through in our lives, may be the very thing that someone else needs to hear to help them move forward.
Wow, that's good right there. That's good right there. And so stepping out with purpose is all about legacy-driven living. So how do the 7 pillars help women not only kind of transform personally, but also build a legacy that's going to impact, future generations?
Well, it helps them to the legacy itself is something that we leave, that people, a lot of times people think legacy is the things we leave when we die. So they're learning about the legacy piece because that's something we build every day through our choices. And so those 7 pillars provide a roadmap for that process. And I thank God how he helped me put that together from my own life experiences that I had, because the prayer pieces that's what keeps us connected to God's direction. Because if you want to be directed in the right way, you need prayer. And our passion is what fuels us in our purpose. That's that fire that's burning inside of us. And a lot of people don't even know they got such fire in them that will just set somebody else on fire if they get too close. and our purpose gives us the meaning behind the work that we do. And you should love what you do. Because if you're grumpy and you don't like what you do, you need to check that.
Check it for you wreck it. Check it for you wreck it. And listen, we see people coming in and out. I'd love for you to recap the 7 pillars of transformation. Welcome to all those that are just tuning on in and finding us on YouTube. So Dr. Val, tell us again the 7 pillars of transformation.
Okay, the 7 pillars of transformation, they provide a roadmap for process, to help us process. And the first one we talk about is prayer. It keeps us connected to God's directions, because sometimes we just need to be quiet and listen to the things that he's given us. Put it on paper, write it down, make it plain, so whoever hears it will be able to run with it. And then our passion is what gives us that fire, that fuel, that ignites our purpose when we are purposed to do something, because that purpose gives meaning to our work. And then potential reminds us there is more inside of us than we even realize. The cemetery is the richest place on earth because people died and their potential was never recognized. We have singers, we have authors, we have architects, we have all these people in the cemetery, but their potential was never recognized. And so we are living. So we need to make sure that our potential reminds us that there is more inside of us, and we need to go and dig it up so that we can bring it forth so someone else can be blessed by it. And then preparation is what equips us for opportunity. And so when we ask God to open a door, we always need to be in a preparation mode. I prepare myself every day to learn something new. I'm looking for something new to learn each and every day so that I can use that to help someone else. And then persistence is what keeps us moving forward when challenges arise. I'll tell you one thing. I've had so many challenges to come upon me since I've been planning this summit. So I know that God is in it because there's been struggles, there's been setbacks, there's been disappointments, all the things, but it didn't stop me, even though it tried to, but I have pressed. You have to press in when it's something that God is calling you to do and move forward, even when those challenges are there. And then like that positive mindset, it is what helps us to overcome the barriers, because we have to look beyond what's going on to see what's really happening so that we can continue to press on. Because when women embrace these pillars, they don't just transform themselves. They become the mentors that they need to be. They become the role models that someone is looking for. They become that legacy builder for future generations, because the other generation, guess what? They are watching us.
Absolutely.
To see how we are going to handle the things that they see us go through. And so we can't stop. We have to keep pressing and be happy, be joyful about the things that, you know, we've been called to do, and have joy with it. And people see that joy in you, you know?
Yeah, that's good. Gwen chiming in and checking in here from Richmond by way of New York. Prepare yourself every day to learn something new. Yes, absolutely. Learn something new. And, you know, Dr. Val, you have been doing that all along, and you are an author of 18 books. And that's books written and books that you've compiled and collaborated in. So that's a whole lot. And then you have a brand new project that is out now, a journal. Now, is this the first time that you have done a journal?
No, it's not the first time I've done a journal. I did a journal when I first started doing books. I did a stepping up and stepping out journal that you just write in. And then I did another one, but this is the first one that I involved other writers. And I was counting today, Sharvette. It's actually 20 books. And I broke it down. 7 of them are just me. 4 I did with you.
Yeah.
And then I did 4 collaborations, and then I did 5 collaborations, and I did other 4 collaborations with another group of women. I tell anyone, collaborations are the bomb, because you get to learn other people, know other people, you gain clarity from them, you get experience from them, confidence. You know, we build each other up. Listen.
Yes.
It's powerful.
It's powerful.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you're in permission granted. You've been talking about permission this whole this whole segment. So I just wanted to point out, this is one of the ones you are in that's hot on the press.
Yeah. This 52 week, it's 40 of us, 40 beautiful women. Yes. And it's a powerful, year-long journal and a journey designed to help us as women to reflect, to grow, to bring healing, because some healing came to some people in this while they were writing this book. People lost family, but healing has taken place. And to be able to walk confidently in their purpose is filled with inspirational messages that the women have brought forth. It's thought-provoking journaling that you'll be able to journal in. And it's just to empower women to embrace their strength, to overcome their challenges, because we go through challenges all the time. And it's to help them cultivate a life of purpose and impact, because it's going to impact another woman's life. I definitely believe that. with all my heart.
Yes. Journaling is therapeutic nonetheless, or it also helps you see your patterns, especially if you go back and read your old journals. And so it's posted on Sharvette. If you facebook.com/Sharvette, it'll be on Instagram. So that'll be a quick way to get a place of order. But Dr. Val, for women that are listening, and we're going to throw the gentleman in today who feel stuck or overwhelmed, or maybe even disconnected from their purpose, which pillar is the best starting point? Like where should they start?
Prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I would say prayer. I believe prayer because I always tell women to begin with prayer, because prayer is where the clarity will come.
Mm-hmm.
Because, life itself, it's noisy and it can be overwhelming. But with prayer, it allows us to reconnect to God, to get in his presence ourselves and just know that he's in it. And one practical step that you all can take out there today is just to spend 10 quiet minutes with him. Start off with 10 minutes, 5 minutes. If you can't do 10, do 5. Yeah. And then ask yourself this question: what has life been preparing me to do? If you're not clear, and just write it down. And whatever comes to mind, don't overthink it, because a lot of times, and I'm guilty, I overthink. I am guilty, so I know what I'm talking about. I overthink things. And you have to just calm it down, because your purpose often leaves clues in the experiences, your passion, and the people that who come to you all the time, the people that you're called to serve. And so through that prayer and purpose, it will help you find out what it is that you need to be doing at this particular time in your life. And because I tell all of you, when I start doing my show, Sharvette is very inspirational in me doing my show, because I don't know about doing all of this. But once I began doing it, it became it got in my heart, because I said, if I don't reach but one person, I don't look at the view. If it's one person, that's all I'm concerned with, is that they get it, and that they will move forward, and they will step out of their comfort zone and dig deep to find out what potentials are being hidden, and to walk in their purpose, and to let God be God in their life. Because he is the one that we need. And I want every woman listening today to remember this, that you're not too old, because I used to think that. You're not too late. You haven't missed a moment. We haven't missed a moment. And everything that we have experienced in our life have been preparing us for the very seasons that we're in right now. And I always say this: there is greatness inside of you that the world needs. So now is the time for you to step out with purpose.
There is greatness inside of you that the world needs. Somebody needs to type that in the chat, in the comments. Dr. Val, how can they learn more about what you have going on, what's coming up for you? Where do you want to send people?
Well, I am teaching a 6 weeks course on the 7 principles of the 7 pillars of transformation. So if they're interested in taking that course, it's a 6 weeks course. They would get continuing education credits for it. And they can go on my website, or they can DM me, or they can set up an appointment, a 15-minute appointment, and I can get them set up. And that's I do that year round. Yes.
Okay, great. And which website should they go to for those that are listening?
www.steppingoutwithpurpose.com.
All right, steppingoutwithpurpose.com. And if you're on Sharvette.com, the link is there for you. Thank you, Gwen. She typed in, there is greatness inside of me that the world needs. Absolutely. 1,000.
We need to say it every day. We need to say that every day. Every day.
Yes. And Roberto, yes, greatness is in all of us. Coming from New York, greatness is in all of us. And so the goal of the show is to motivate, excite, and influence. And we want to know what continues to motivate Dr. Valarie Harris.
What continues to motivate me is that I still have more to do, even at my age. to impart into the next generation. And that gives me excitement. It ignites me more to be able to use all the things, all the lessons, all the setbacks, all the fears and doubts that I had in the past, to be able to help them know that no matter, look, carry it with you. Tell them, if you want to, if you want to come on, because I'm getting ready to move forward.
Right.
And
you got to come along.
come on along, because listen, you don't have to become someone else. You simply need to become who you were created to be, and not allow the enemy to stop your transformation, because it begins when purpose becomes greater than your fear. And your next chapter, I want to tell them this. Your next chapter is waiting for your yes. Because a lot of times we pray for things, and when people come to you, I got to go pray. You already prayed about it. So your next chapter is waiting for you to say yes.
All right. There you have it. There you have it, listeners. Dr. Valarie Harris, empowerment coach, owner of Stepping Out with Purpose, author of 20 books, speaker, educator, and director of ministries. Thank you so much for stopping by and pouring into our audience. And we wish you certainly much more continued success on your program, on this brand new journal that is in pre-order, and also your summit, Empower Her Summit, that's coming for 2026. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for inviting me, Sharvette. And I thank you because you have been such an inspiration in my life, as my coach. So, I look up to you. You keep me straight. And I need that, because I'll be all over the place, because all my brain be moving faster than what I need to be moving. So you help me bring it on in. Bring it in, Dr. Val. Bring it in. So I appreciate your wisdom and your help and how you pour all the time to the women that you work with. So I pray that God will continue to bless your hands and bless your life and your business.
Amen. I receive it. Thank you so much. As one of our mastermind platform builder program clients who've done done platform builder and then a couple years of mastermind, thank you so much. And we wish you much more continued success. All right. Wow. That is a great way to wrap things up. And just as I mentioned, talking about the Platform Builder program, this show is sponsored by that program. It's a 12-month program where I work with women entrepreneurs. Sorry, gentlemen, you are out for this, but we're working with women, and the applications are open. This is our 12th cohort, so we're not new to this, as the young people say. We're true to this. And, growing a business is really all about building your platform that's going to attract the opportunities that you want, increase your visibility, really strengthen your personal brand, and position you for growth. And so if you've been watching, you've been saying, I know I'm good at what I do, but more people need to know about it. Or if you've been saying my marketing feels really inconsistent, or if you're like, I need a clear strategy for visibility and revenue growth, or if you're like, I'm tired of trying to figure this out on my own, then I want you to think about if this is your season, and perhaps if the Platform Builder program is your next step. And so again, it's a 12-month program. It's guided coaching experience. I like to say a group coaching experience that's designed for women business leaders, who are ready to increase their visibility and strengthen their brand. And so over 12 months, getting started July 16th is our orientation. You'll work through with me and through our proven Platform Builder framework, which is trademarked, to really gain access to exclusive experiences as well. We have some done for you things in this program, and you're really building marketing assets that are going to continue to work for you long before after you finish working with me in the Platform Builder program. So applications are open. Jump over to platformbuilder.biz, platformbuilder.biz. You should also see the link in the comments. And let's just have a conversation if any of this resonates with you. We have 3 different enrollment levels, and I'll be glad to share those with you. All right. It is a wrap. Thank you, Kim. She said, thank you, Dr. Val, for a great segment. Gwen here is saying your next chapter is waiting on your yes. That's good right there. That's good right there. All right, it's a wrap. We're going to see you all later on the web. Bye. Thanks for being here.
Live from Richmond, Virginia, you've been listening to the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show. Catch Sharvette Mitchell every Tuesday at 6 p.m., interviewing all the stars you want to hear from. So until next week, stay motivated, excited, and influenced. This is the Sharvette Mitchell Radio Show.